What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is time for the weekly fragrance rotation, number 15. Let's get into it. On Sunday, which was Christmas Eve, I went with Tuscany Leather by Milestone Perfumes. So as you can see from the bottle and the name, this is a Tom Ford Tuscan Leather cologne. And this one actually really surprised me. I found this at a Marshall's. It was a loose bottle fragrance. And usually I don't really have high hopes for loose bottle fragrances, but I sprayed this on and I was really surprised at how good it smelled and how good the quality is as well. This one is pretty spot on to Tom Ford Tuscan Leather. You get a tart raspberry sweetness in the opening, and then there's some saffron, which gives it this slight spiciness, along with some white florals. And then the main star here is the leather and the woods and the base. This thing is super dark, smoky, woody. You definitely get a big dose of that leather smell, and it's actually pretty high quality. I would say this is a good pickup right here. If you're looking for Tuscan leather on a budget, Milestone Perfumes did a great job with this one. If you find it at the rack stores, give it a spray. You may like it, you may not, but at least you can actually try it before you buy it, so that's one of the good things. But yeah, what I wore on Christmas Eve, Tuscany Leather by Milestone Perfumes. What I wore on Monday, which is Christmas, is the original Polo Blue by Ralph Lauren. So as you can see, this is a limited edition bottle. I found this at a TJ Maxx for a pretty decent price. I've never really seen any of these Polo Bear bottles at a rack store before. So I was like, why not? Let me go ahead and pick it up. I really love the way the stuff smells. It doesn't smell like a fragrance that came out like 20 something years ago. This one still smells very modern in my opinion. This is just a very fresh shower gel, slight woody scent for men right here. You could easily wear this every single day. This could definitely be a signature scent for a lot of people. If you want something fresh, clean to make you smell like you hopped out the shower, this is a fantastic option to go with. Performance is kind of the downside with this one. I only get about 5 to 6 hours of performance, but if you could look past performance, the scent is really nice. What I wore on Monday, which was Christmas, Polo Blue. What I wore on Tuesday is Davidoff Cool Water Grapefruit and Sage. This one was making its way around the rack stores. I believe it was like a year ago. This thing was popping up all over the place. Like the name indicates, grapefruit and sage, those are the only notes. Off the top, you get like this creamy, smooth grapefruit feel, but that immediately gets taken over by this sage, which gives it like this slight sweet green earthiness. I mean, I think this stuff is actually really solid, especially for the price. You could pick this up on discounters right now for like $20. Performance is actually very solid as well. 7 to 8 hours of performance. I think it's pretty solid for the $20 you could pick this one up for. What I wore on Tuesday, Davidoff Cool Water, Grapefruit and Sage. What I wore on Wednesday is Gucci Guilty Eau de Parfum. I recently picked this one up and I think it smells so good. I don't have anything in my collection that smells like this right here. This one is very unique. Off the top, you get this big dose of rose, which you don't really find in men's fragrances, but they pulled it off really nicely. And then there's some other interesting notes. There's some balsamic vinegar, there's some red chili pepper, some salt in the opening. So there's this rose, and then there's some balsamic vinegar, which gives it like a slight tanginess to the fragrance. Then the red chili pepper gives it a little bit of spice. There's some white florals as it dries down, some woods as well. This is a perfect spring, fall, and wintertime fragrance right here. You can wear this one during the summer. I would say summer nights though, because it does have sort of a density to it from the rose. Performance is all right. I only wore this once so far since I've gotten it, and I clocked performance in at around 6 hours, but I didn't spray it too heavy. I only give myself 3 sprays on the neck. So I will have to do some more testing on it. Next time I wear it, I will spray it more heavy. But if you guys want something that is very different and doesn't smell like anything in your collection, this is a great option to go with. Very unique, and I love what Gucci's doing with this fragrance line. Really stepping outside the box, creating some new scents that we haven't smelled before. What I wore on Wednesday, Gucci Guilty Eau de Parfum. What I wore on Thursday is Kenneth Cole Reaction. You can't go wrong with this stuff right here. This one, it just, whenever you smell it, it just puts you in such a good mood. This one smells like watermelon juice with some like woodiness in the base. I mean, this stuff smells like summertime in a bottle. Perfect for spring, summer, high heat situations. The only downside is it does not perform that well. I get like 3 hours of performance. But it's one of those scents, it is so fresh and so pleasing that you don't really expect great performance out of it. If you want something that's very invigorating, that when you spray on, it just brightens your day, then this is a good one to go with right here. You can get this one for a pretty good price as well, around that $20 to $30 range, depending on what bottle size. If you see this one, I don't think you should pass it up because it does smell very nice. What I wore on Thursday, Kenneth Cole Reaction. What I wore on Friday is Drakkar Noir, one of my favorite fragrances in my collection right here. I really love this one because it does give you a nice departure from all of the other mass appealing, compliment getting, generic stuff that you have in your collection. This one has like a very old school masculine freshness, but it's not too old school. You could definitely pull this one off. You do have to have sort of a confidence though, because not everybody loves the way this one smells. Like I said, that old school feel. Some people may think it smells kind of like an old man. I guess I get that a little bit, but I really don't care because I love this stuff so much. This one is very green, woody, aromatic, has a big dose of oak moss in the base. Oak moss is usually what gives it that slight old school feel. Performance on here is actually decent as well. I get 6 hours of performance. You can get this one at the rack stores all the time. It's on discounters. You can get it in that $20 range. A fantastic fragrance right here. And what I wore on Friday, Drakkar Noir. What I wore on Saturday is Sean John I Am King. It's been a while since I pulled this one out. I've had it for about a year or two now. A family member of mine gave me this for Christmas. This one is very fruity and fresh. There's like this tropical fruitiness on the top. There's some cranberry, some tangerine, some orange. So very fruity, fresh, citrusy on the top. Then as it dries down, there's some watery notes. There's a little bit of like this aromatic greenness to it with some woods. Really good stuff right here. The stuff is absolutely perfect for the spring and the summertime. Honestly, you could pull this off year round because it is more of a fresher fragrance. The only downside is it does not perform that well. I get 3 to 4 hours of performance. But just like Kenneth Cole Reaction, this one is such a bright, uplifting, fun fragrance that performance isn't going to be the best. This is another one that is very affordable. I love cheap fragrances. You know, getting a bang for your buck is the best thing in my opinion. You can find this in that $20 to $30 range for a 100 milliliter size bottle. Definitely check this one out. I'm not too sure what's going on with the House of Sean John at the moment. I know they've discontinued 3 AM. I'm not too sure what they're doing with their other fragrances. So this one might be on the chopping block, but it might not be. Just keep that in mind. But what I wore on Saturday, Sean John I Am King. All right, that wraps up the weekly fragrance rotation number 15. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for all the support. You know, it's so cool just building this little fragrance community, replying to all of your comments, seeing you guys help each other out in the comment section below. It's such a joy, and I can't thank you guys enough. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.